Hi, today I'm going to give you a closer look at the new Tippmann Intrepid Goggles. These are some pretty cool goggles. They've got a lot of the high-end features that you would normally find on a much more expensive mask, but they've been able to put these into a system that currently retails at $50. So let's take a closer look. This is a traditional coverage mask, which basically means it does not have the full head coverage and back of the head coverage. It's just your basic mouth, ears, eyes, of course. It does come with a visor. The visor is connected to the mask in a fairly standard fashion with the 3 pegs that mounts to the top, and that can just pull off whenever you want. It is a bit stiff. And then goes back just by pressing it back into place. One nice thing I did notice on this visor is that the pins that come down here, they have these fins on the edge. I think architecturally that's a flying buttress or something. Anyway, these pins are reinforced so that when you put the visor back onto the goggle, the pin doesn't slide off to one side or another. If you ever had one of the old JT Spectra visors, and you might recall trying to put those visors on, and every time you try and push it down into the goggle, that pin would flop left and right, and it was just a nightmare. This visor actually goes right back on the goggle fairly easily. The lens itself is a spherical lens. It's also called a toroidal lens, and what that means is the side view, there's a curvature this way, top to bottom, in addition to left to right. So it's not just a piece of flat plastic wrapped around, but there's actually curvature all the way around. These lenses, if you can see here, extend pretty far back along the earpiece here. So when you put this on, your eyes are actually up here, right in here. So you get a full 180 degree view because there's lens all the way out to your periphery. So when you're looking out, you can actually see out this way, directly out to either side of the goggle. So full 180 degrees gives you a lot of really good vision out of that lens. The spherical lens typically has a little bit less glare, and this is a true thermal lens. One way to tell that on any goggle you look at is if you can see this black line around the outside of the lens. What that is, that's a seal. A true dual pane thermal lens like this has 2 pieces of plastic that are sandwiched together, and in between there is just, it's sealed, so in between there is air that doesn't transfer moisture back and forth. So what that does is that will completely stop fogging. So a true thermal lens, whether it's on this or any other goggle, just will not fog. You'll see anti-fog lenses and fog-resistant lenses. Those aren't the same. You want, if you're really looking for good fog resistance, you want to look for a true thermal or dual pane lens, which this one has. The lens is held in place by a quick release retention system. We covered that in another video, but very quickly you pull out this yellow strap and the lens pops off the peg and the lens comes out the front. It's very simple to do. It takes just a minute to change your lens, so you can take it out and clean it, or switch it out for a fresh one. The Intrepid goggles are just available in black right now. Might be new colors in the future, but just black at the moment. The foam on these, it's a tri-layer foam, so there's 3 different materials here. The final material that touches your face is a very soft, almost a felt-like foam, so it's real comfortable. The middle layers is soft, not firm, but it's not super plush like you'd find on some of the real high-end goggles, but it's still soft enough to be comfortable. So it it feels sturdy, but still comfortable on your face. The strap, it's a nice heavy-duty strap, rather thick. There is silicone on the inside of the strap. If you can see that, it's kind of hard to see clear. But these wavy lines, that is little beads of silicone that goes all along the strap, even along the sides. There we go. Sides here too. So that once you put that strap up on your head, it really sticks to where you have it. It's not going to be sliding around. The clips are nice and heavy duty. Holds very, very secure. The goggle frame, the weight of the goggle, it's without the visor, it's an even 12 ounces. When you add the visor back to it, the whole system ends up being 13.4 ounces. It's a little bit heavier compared to a few other goggles I've seen, but not exceptionally so. The one other note I wanted to make is on the coverage of this goggle. If you look at the profile, this line here goes nicely below your chin and comes up right along the jawline, so it does stay below your cheek. But right about here is where you're getting to just below your ear, and it does shoot up pretty quickly here. So if your ear ends up being right in here, immediately below and behind your ear, there's not really any coverage here. So if you're worried about that, you might want to find a goggle with a little bit more protection. But as far as your chin and your jawline, and of course the ear itself, it's covered very well. You can probably tell from this profile that it's a rather tight fitting goggle. It's very snug to the face. Kind of wraps around the side, wraps down low around your chin. So it doesn't stick out. It's good for a couple things. Obviously, you're not going to get hit there if you don't have a mask that sticks out an extra inch or sticks forward real far. So it's nice and close to your face. Also, it lets you help tuck into the bunkers a little more closely when you need to. So in conclusion, I'd say, this is a pretty nice goggle. It's got the dual pane lens, so it's true thermal lens. It's got nice comfortable foam, a sturdy strap that's not going to slide around, quick release lens you can change as needed, included visor. The face mask is flexible. That's also typically a higher end feature. So you can get a few more bounces there instead of breaks and stay in the game, but it's still rigid enough to give you good protection. So a lot of high-end features at a really good price from Tippmann. Right now retailing at $50 as of the release date, which is in October 2013. So thanks for watching.